Hello once again. Hey, it's Dan here in Virginia. I'm continuing with my Stick 600 Radical RC build. This morning I thought I'd talk about a little glitch I ran into in this building of the airplane. In here they tell you all that you need to build the plane and materials needed: hobby knife, craft paper, glue, CA, a roll of covering. Well, guess what, folks? There's a very important tool that you need that they don't listen here, and that is a way to bend this landing gear. This 5/32 music wire. This stuff is impossible to bend by yourself. It's a very high strength steel. You just can't do it. And besides that, you can see here, this is my good old trusty woodworker's bench that I built years ago from plans from Wood magazine. And you can see it has a great end vise on it, which I clamp most things into. But this is a soft, it's maple, but it's not like steel. So this is for clamping wood in it, not metal parts. So what you really need, and I've been wanting to buy one anyway, so you need a good metalworking vise like you see here. So the other day is end of the year. We have a Harbor Freight store around here that I frequent. So I went out and bought, this is a 5-inch metalworking vise from Harbor Freight. And I got this, it was like 50 bucks, but I had a special 25% off coupon, New Year's Day coupon or something. So I got this. I mounted it on a piece of plywood would be good, but I had a piece of popper, so this will be fine too, with some stove bolts from the bottom. This vise is a little funny. It only has 3 mounting points. The ones I've seen before all have 4 mounting ears, but maybe the larger sizes have more hold downs. But anyway, what I do, I mount this beauty in here like this, and you could put a cleat on the bottom of this board and squeeze it in the vise, but I have in this bench, I have what they call bench dogs, which pop up from underneath. So what I do is I just pop it up. This fits on here like so, and I put a little scrap wood pad under it and tighten her down. And I do that on both sides. So then on here, tighten her down, get a good snug. So now you have your vise, your metalworking and anvil vise secured on your sturdy workbench, and it should be a sturdy workbench too. And you can start bending some metal. So if you have, here is the 5/32 wire that they give you, and you just can't. I had to, when they give you a piece that long, and I tried to bend it around a pin stuck in the vise, but you can't do it. But what you need is a good old cheater bar that many of you have probably used in working on your car or so forth. But if you clamp that wire in there, I went to the store and I got me a cheater bar. What you really need, is a piece of pipe. Here's one I got to the store. I wanted 1/4 inch diameter galvanized water pipe. The guy didn't have any this long, so he scrounged around pretty good, and he came up with this way in the back corner. This is just 1/2 inch by 48 plain steel round pipe. So I believe it was Archimedes who said, with a fulcrum and a lever you can move the world. Well, you can if you've got some place to park your fulcrum. But anyway, if you put this on here like this, I may not even have enough room. I should have cut it off. Now I'm not going to do this one, but if you do this, you can bend that down. It will bend that wire just like hot butter, and you can form the landing gear that they're talking about. And if you fuss around with it enough, you will end up with a landing gear that looks like this. Here's the landing gear I've come up with. You can see this first bend right here. When I tried to wrap it this way just by hand, it didn't come out very sharp, but I kept playing with it and kept putting this in here, bending it, using the cheater bar. I must have worked a couple hours to get this like this. Bend it. Sometimes you got to bend it over, bend it, and then bend it back, and so forth. But anyway, here she is. That's what I'm going to use. These are a pair of older wheels I've had. These are 3.5 inch Dave Brown light flight wheels. And you see they're kind of funky looking. They're not rounded. They don't have tread on them. They have flat. But I'm told these sort of flat wheels actually work better on grass because they come down, they're sort of like skis, and they just flatten the grass and run on. So I'm going to give them a try. They're 3.5 inch. They're certainly big enough. 3 or 3 1/4 are the ones I like a lot. But there you go. That's what my landing gear is going to look like. But just to let you know, you're not going to bend this wire by hand. It ain't going to happen. You either have to have a good metalworking vise. Hopefully maybe you already have one in the garage if you're a car kind of guy. You can probably have one out there, but you can clamp one in your woodworking bench, and you're going to need something, either a cheater bar, or there are other things you can buy. You can buy a regular sort of a machine that clamps in here. It's called a metal bender. Just Google metal benders, and they basically consist of a big cheater bar like that with some pieces welded on the end you put on there, and it assists you in the bending of it. But you can't bend it by hand, so you're going to have to spend a little extra money. But if you're like me, I never hesitate to buy another tool when I need it, so I just went out and got it. So there you go. The build continues. Oh, I do have over here, I've got the tail section glued up. I'm going to press on today with the fuselage. Here's the rudder and the elevator. Here, the horizontal and vertical stabilizers, got them glued up. I think when I cover it, I'm going to do it in a red, white, and blue pattern. But this is a piece of leftover. When you cut this off, when you build this, you build it out of the long wire and then you cut it off. But here's a piece of the same thing. And if you, like I said, that's what this would look like if you just put that cheater bar in there, and you'd be surprised. You just whoop, down it goes, and you can bend it. It's not indestructible, although it may seem like it. Anyway, that's my second update. I'll post this and see how you like it. And anyway, fly safe out here.